You're listening to the June 14th, 2020 reading of Blossom Goodchild's channeling with the Federation of Light.
Hello, my friends, and welcome. Well, the question on everyone's lips is, are we in phase 2? Some are adamant we are, and some think not.
Firstly, we welcome each one upon your planet that are open to receiving our words that we bring forth, with the intent to advise and uplift.
Thank you. So, are we in phase 2?
We categorically state that phase 2 has not yet moved into position.
So the riots are part of phase 1?
Correct. And although you are nearing the end of phase 1, from our perspective, there is yet another portion of it to be fulfilled before phase 2 can come into play. We stated that phase 2 will come in with a bam. And this is so.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that. So this next portion of phase 1, any clues?
It will derive from the last portion. Remember always, all is not as it seems. Even if that which you think you know has fallen into place, may not necessarily be the case.
Well, that's just it. I'm at the stage of not trusting, believing fully anything that passes my way at the moment. It's also up in the air and nothing makes sense. So I feel it best to wait patiently until something really obvious is identified as truth.
This would be an advisable and sensible state to play with, Blossom.
I'm aware some would call me a conspiracy theorist, and yet I am a truth seeker. This is all any of us want, guys, to seek the truth. And yet I feel like a minted pea drowning in a bowl of soup of 1,000 vegetables.
An interesting perception, Blossom.
Yes, I don't know why I came up with that.
Because we would say it aptly describes the state of play at the moment. So many ingredients have been thrown into the mix now. So much confusion presented to do just that. Confuse. So that no one really knows or can understand. Yet this is, therefore, the reason to stay centered, to hold steadfastly to the one truth that you do know. The truth that you feel in your heart when you stop and assess. The truth that you feel in the core of your being that knows you came here to serve the light. The truth that you feel that lets you know you came here to see this plan through into its finest hour. All this truth you feel inside of you when you quiet the thoughts that run through your mind. When you breathe in the silence of love itself. And within that breath, one instantly knows that only one thing is of importance throughout all of this topsy-turviness. Love. 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 When you are exposed to something that hurts your being, remember love. When you are feeling lost, lonely, and afraid, remember love. When your spirit feels so depleted from the onslaught of lies that surround you, remember love. When you feel you are
drowning in a bowl of vegetable soup,
remember love. When you remember love in everything you do, your days will feel easier. For in doing so, you are allowing yourself to become connected with higher energies that can encourage and uplift you. Remember, there are so many lights from all sorts of places that are with you, right by your side, right behind you, right there with you. to offer their service of love to you. You, each one who resides in human form upon the earth plane, you are not alone in these times. You may feel you have been forgotten or perhaps wandered off track. No. Become aware of all who choose to have your back, of all who infuse light into your energy fields. Do not refuse them by not acknowledging them. Let them know you know they are there with you. Your allies, your friends, your comrades, your truth seekers. There is an entire force of beings backing you up. Make use of them. Speak with them. Feel them. Notice them. Welcome them in. There are scenarios being played out. This has to be done in order to move forward. There is so much more to come. We have made sure you understand this.
Yes, you're quite clear that the situation is to become far worse, i.e. a lot more topsy-turvy than now. Many are upset and fearful of this, as they do not feel they're coping very well now, let alone when it gets worse. Do you mean worse in ways of confusion?
Blossom, the entirety of the situation that is presenting itself now is to become much deeper and severely more intense.
See? Those are strong words.
Because you are in a situation that cannot be brushed over, brushed under the carpet. The changeover has begun, and it is not going to eventually all disappear and return to normal. That which you knew as normal shall never return. It cannot.
Yet the new normal, at the moment, when out and about, already seems quite controlled. Yesterday, some man thrust a thermometer laser in my forehead without even asking. I wasn't a happy bunny. Things that make me feel we're moving into a much more controlled society, not one of freedom.
Yet, this is how things are presenting now. Know this. That which is to come, that which is to be announced, will change this way that appears to seem controlled. Such a huge announcement shall be made that will take you into phase 2.
Whoa. So the BAM will be the announcement.
Correct. The first announcement of its kind.
And after that announcement, we will shift into phase 2?
Correct.
Okay. So, to boldly go where no man has gone before, who will make this announcement?
We cannot go that far. Yet we will say that the wording is already on paper. In fact, we would tell you that the wording for the following 3 announcements is already marked down. The preparations that have been long underway, undercover, are beyond the capabilities of some of the most intelligent of beings. This divine plan is in place, and although there may be alternate strategies that may have to be put in position when necessary, there is nothing that can or will prevent it from following itself through into the divine transformation of planet Earth, of the beautiful expression of love that you shall witness in the divine outcome. This is the truth that you seek. We ask that you allow this truth to be absorbed into the human sector of your beings, for that which you are, the loved being of light that you know yourself to be, knows this truth and encourages the human element that is.
Drowning in a bowl of vegetable broth.
Thank you for your input. We could not put it better ourselves. And encourages the human element that is drowning in a bowl of vegetable broth to wake up to this truth. To allow the little minted pea to see for itself what it is amongst all that is mixed up within that bowl and come into its own knowing. To find the courage because of that truth, to swim to the surface and claim its sovereignty. This is exactly what you must do. Take charge. Take control of your feelings. Those feelings that let you know who you are. Those feelings of knowing that this is why you came. To be here at this time. In the knowing that each one of you is to be of the greatest assistance in changing the course of humanity.
From a bowl of mushy soup into a bowl of consommé.
We feel you have understood perfectly.
We all know this deep inside. We just tire now and then. We know we have got this. We all know it.
Because you have.
I am so intrigued to know what the first announcement will be.
As indeed, we are so intrigued to see the reaction it creates.
In gratitude, in loving service, I am.